Have you ever tried to build a new habit only to give up a few days later? Or have you ever been a victim of bad habits which you know you must break it but still figuring it out? What if I told you the tips and key takeaways which I learned from one of the best-selling books, namely Atomic Habits by James Clear, in 10 minutes? Please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. In Atomic Habits, it explains that our habits are the building blocks of our lives. By making small changes to our daily routines, we can create a positive feedback, which leads to a long-term success. The problem is that mostly we don't know how to create good habits or break bad ones. We get stuck in a cycle of motivation and willpower, which is unsustainable over the long term. Before we go creating or breaking a habit, let's dive into how habits are formed. There are 4 components required to form a habit. Number 1. Cue. A cue is a trigger that prompts you to start a habit. It can be a specific time, place, or event that signals to your brain that it's time to take action. For example, if you want to start a daily meditation habit, you could use the cue of waking up in the morning to remind you to sit down and meditate for a few minutes. Number 2. Craving. A craving is the desire or motivation that drives you to act on a habit. It's the emotional response that you feel in anticipation of the reward. For example, if you have a habit of checking your phone every few minutes, your craving might be the desire for social connection or the fear of missing out. Number 3. Response. The response is the actual behavior or action that you take in response to the cue and craving. It's the habit itself, whether it's a good habit or bad one. For example, if you have a habit of going for a walk every day after lunch, your response is the act of putting on your shoes and going outside. Number 4. Reward. The reward is the positive outcome or benefit that you receive from the habit. It's the reason why you continue to repeat the habit in the future. For example, if you have a habit of reading before bed, your reward might be the feeling of relaxation and improved sleep quality. Now we know how habits are formed. Let's look into how to create or stick into good habits. The book offers 4-step framework for this too. They are: first step, make it obvious. This principle involves making the cues for a good habit more obvious and visible in your environment. For example, if you want to start a habit of drinking more water throughout the day, you could place a water bottle on your desk as a visual reminder. Second step, make it attractive. This principle involves making the craving for a good habit more appealing and satisfying. For example, if you want to start a habit of exercising in the morning, you could find a workout that you enjoy or invite a friend to join you for added social connection. Step 3. Make it easy. This principle involves making the response to a good habit as easy and frictionless as possible. For example, if you want to start a habit of flossing your teeth, you could keep floss in a convenient location such as next to your toothbrush. Fourth step, make it satisfying. This principle involves making the reward for a good habit more satisfying and enjoyable. For example, if you want to start a habit of cooking healthy meals at home, you could choose recipes that you find delicious and rewarding to eat. Remember, these principles are all interconnected and work together to create lasting behavior change. By focusing on small incremental improvements, you can build better habits that lead to a better life. The key to successful habit formation is to focus on the process, not the outcome. Here, the book says about the importance of 1% rule. It means by setting small achievable goals and tracking our progress, we can build momentum and create a virtuous cycle of behavior change. Small and incremental improvements can lead to significant changes over time. The rule suggests that if you can improve by just 1% each day, over the course of a year, those small gains will add up to a significant overall improvement. For example, if you commit to reading for 10 minutes each day and gradually increase that time by just 1% each day, You will be reading for over 20 minutes per day by the end of the year. If you apply the 1% rule to other areas of your life, such as exercise, diet, or work habits, you can make steady progress and achieve your goals without feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. The 1% rule is a powerful concept because it emphasizes the importance of consistent incremental progress over time. It encourages people to focus on making small, manageable changes rather than trying to make massive changes all at once, which can be difficult to sustain. By breaking down your goals into small, achievable steps and focusing on making incremental progress each day, you can create lasting change in your life. My personal experiences: I used to be a pushy person to myself. If I want something, I want to get it quick. I'll be laser focusing to whatever it takes to get the outcome, regardless of the process. I will work day and night until I achieve on the things I want. But the downside is, after getting the outcome by pushing myself very hard, I do not want to repeat the same process anymore, simply because I subconsciously hate the process. The book said this is because my activities become my daily routine, so they become less interesting and less satisfying. My takeaway here is, if I overdo my habits, I will sooner or later find it uninteresting. So it is such a very noteworthy fact for me, so that I can keep my good habits to sustain for the long run. After reading the Atomic Habits, it teaches me of how to enjoy the process rather than focusing on the results. It is all about enjoying the process, then the outcome will be there itself eventually. After all, it is all about making yourself falling in love with whatever you do. Alternatively, the book also explains how to break bad habits by making them unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. By identifying the cues, cravings, and rewards that drive our unwanted behaviors, we can rewire our brain and create new habits that serve us better. Let's say, if you're struggling with a bad habit, let's name it procrastination. You can again reuse the 4 steps framework to overcome and make yourself a productive person. Always task more. Try starting with a small task that you can complete quickly, such as washing a single dish or writing a single sentence. The idea is to create a sense of accomplishment that can help motivate you to keep going. Next is to make your desired habit obvious. To overcome procrastination, try setting up cues that remind you to start working on a task. For example, if you want to start exercising in the morning, you could lay out your workout clothes the night before so they are the first thing that you see when you wake up. Next step is to make your desired habit attractive. One way to do is to focus on the benefits of completing the task rather than the work itself. For example, if you're putting off cleaning your room, think about how much better you will feel once it is done and how much easier it will be to find things. Another step is to make your desired habits easy to do. If you're struggling with procrastination, it may be because the task seems overwhelming or too difficult. To make it easier, try breaking it down into smaller, more manageable steps. For example, instead of trying to write a whole essay at once, break it down into smaller tasks like researching a topic, outlining the main points, and writing one paragraph at a time. Finally, it is to make your desired habit satisfying. To do this, try finding ways to reward yourself for completing the task. For example, you could treat yourself to a favorite snack or activity after you finish writing a certain number of pages of your essay. By applying these key takeaways, you can break the habit of procrastinations and become more productive and efficient in your daily life. Remember, it's important to start small, make the habit obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, and to track your progress to stay motivated and build momentum over time. So in conclusion, Atomic Habits is a practical and empowering guide to create lasting behavior change. By making small improvements every day, we can build a better life. Hope you all find it useful, and do not forget that it is always the best to start with one habit at a time. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you have not done yet. Have a nice day.